Hey! Yay! I need a soundboard. But anyways, welcome everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Cotton Collision. The Cotton Collision with the um internet connections. Something like that, right? Something like that. Something like that. Thank you. Yeah. Do you like all my little soapbox thing I made? Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I was thinking about doing some more improvements. Hopefully we get some a better vehicle. So once we're rolling in the dough and all that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, everyone? Yeah. Well, first we gotta get monetized. But the road to monetization is a slow and painful grind, and it pulls all your hairs out of your chinny chin chin. Now, at least that's what I've been told. At least that's what I've been told. I don't know. Let's welcome our my co-host and fellow penguin.
You're a
Punkwallow's here.
you're a penguin?
No, I'm not. I'm not a penguin.
Well, you said we are fellows, so
Yeah, we are fellows, and you are a penguin,
that works.
and you're a fellow penguin,
So
right? You're not a lady penguin, are you?
I'm a gentleman penguin.
Very gentlemanly of you.
Yes,
Yeah,
honorable, something like that.
the honorable penguin himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Eh,
yeah. It sounds like you got the sniffles there. Is it warm over there in Texas?
well, let's just say there's been a lot of pollen falling over the
Oh
last
yeah, I've been
and
sneezing all over the place, and it feels like someone's been sneezing all over my car. It's been yellow and stuff.
gross.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
I
then
know.
we get rain that kind of pushes it, washes it away, and then
Oh
it
yeah.
the pollen drops again, and so it's like it's not quite dry and humid, so it
Yeah,
just
who the frick keeps on sneezing that yellow shit on my car? Ugh.
I think it's the trees.
Oh, those trees. I better give them. I'd wrap them up with a handkerchief if I could.
Yeah,
I don't want to be confused with a tree hugger though.
no. I mean, the trees need sunlight, so if you kept them from getting sunlight, they might not sneeze anymore, but they might not be alive. It's
Hmm.
a vicious, vicious
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have to
Uh,
burn the dead wood.
right. I don't want to
Yeah.
be a tree hugger, but
Oh,
I
we
don't want.
have to burn the dead wood. Don't want to be like California.
Yeah.
You have that on fire.
What was their favorite phrase in Deadwood?
I don't know.
I never watched that show.
I, I never watched that show either.
Mm.
But anyways, all right. Let's get down to our first segment. Our first segment is Mecha News.
I love
That's
big
right.
robots.
That's right. And after a little bit of a hiatus, very short, we got the
Mhm.
fourth episode of I'm the Evil Lord in the Intergalactic Galaxy.
What? They finally
Yeah.
came out with another episode.
Yeah, it finally did. It finally did.
Wow.
And this
I've
one,
been
yeah,
waiting so
this
long.
one was about it wasn't about androids and all that stuff. I do like that one main character though. The one that was like, "Oh, he's got a problem." I like how he talks. He's fun.
The Butler.
No. The mysterious guy who isekais people.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, there's
it,
always that guy.
and he feeds off of people's like emotions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's a literal
The
emotion vampire.
the deity. Right. Yeah.
Yes,
He
the
likes.
deity.
He like. Oh, you're upset. Oh, you're miserable. I'm gonna make you more miserable, and I'm going to get more powerful. And I have this cool mysterious hat. Yes.
Yes, and some people are like, it's like, yes, you are such a good meal. I'm just gonna do you a salad and isekai you into proper places. That was pretty cool. That was good of him. That was good of him. But we're gonna take a little quickie. I got one queued up for us right here.
Oh.
See it?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and this shows something that a robot usually doesn't do. All right, so we got our main character right here, and then we have the mech lady. She's a mech,
Hmm.
not a mech robot,
Right,
but
not the android.
it's, she's helped build. This is obviously a cliche, but they found an old, outdated mech
Oh
that
yeah.
probably belongs in a museum, right? And then they're like, you have to fix this, you know, because because the sword fighting sensei is a total like,
Yeah,
he
he's
totally
fluke.
escaped him, but
Yeah.
ironically he's like becoming one of the best fighters, even though he's like teaching him things that he can't do, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, all saying those who can't teach. Yeah,
Right.
that's
You
that's
can't
what
do
that guy
teach.
is. It's funny.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of cliches. There's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of funny cliches and a lot of funny the nods that you just kind of have to think about because they don't explicitly state it, but they leave it out there if you're paying attention.
All right, I don't want to get too much copyright, so let's skip through it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's
Well,
boobies. Little booby break for y'all.
yes,
But
no. This
yeah,
is
yeah.
YouTube appropriate, right?
Oh yeah, he's seen it, and watch what the mech's gonna do. Ready? Right,
Okay.
and look at that! Ah, what is he doing? Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me of.
Okay.
Remember that?
Oh
Remember that
god, that's
movie?
hilarious. Oh.
That's funny. You remember that
Okay.
movie
Okay.
a long time?
Mech breakdown. Before we go with the comedy stuff, which is hilarious.
Okay.
Oh, hilarious. But check out the mech, and
Yeah.
what's your mech rating on this guy?
Well, let me take a look. See. Um, it could get painted. The shoulder armor is kind of neat.
Yeah, they're super bulky. The wing units.
They are. I can't tell if those are shields or wings. Um, but hey, one other thing before we get too into this.
They're like big wing thruster things. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But
Do you want to say hi to the chat at all?
no, of course not.
Okay.
We'll say hi after the end of the show.
Okay, at the end of the show. All right. Oh, and yeah, I won't say hi to you, but David Glenn said that the Deadwood had the most recorded to this day of the F word on a show. I think there was a different phrase I was looking for, but you know, that'll work. So I know this one gets an overhaul. I think the fact that it's just all the same drab dark paint kind of makes sense for it to be an outdated old machine. It definitely needs, as they say, or as a, you know that clip that Snow likes to play. I think this needs a glow up, right?
Okay, yeah. You want some color. You want some
Yeah,
color on that
I want
machine.
pizzazz.
I don't mind the kind of the charcoal on onyx black on
No,
gunmetal black, stuff like that.
it,
Black on
it
black's okay.
okay. If it had a white chest, maybe in like an orange kind of like yellowish orange for the headpiece, kind of like a nose cone, and maybe some
Yeah, you like
little
highlights. You're
yeah,
very much
maybe some yellow orangish
like a
on the
Gundam
feet.
aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like an awesome penguin in flight.
Oh, yeah, not bad, not bad. And maybe
I mean, I've seen a
white
Gundam
chest
with.
armor. Yeah.
I've seen a Zaku that looks kind of like that once.
Oh yeah, I remember Snacks building one that looks like you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So so one being a potato tank and 10 being like an angel with metal wings.
I mean,
What
I haven't seen its armaments. I can't see. I don't know what it can do. It
oh
really, yeah.
oh shoot. Um so I did watch this episode, and you should probably check it out
I will.
later. But did this episode is called, was it the first battle or something like that? The King's first battle or something like that.
Okay.
And yes, he has a sword that he can use like the crazy slashing technique,
Okay.
like from range. He can use bazookas. He can use guns. And
Okay.
he's got a rocket punch. Rocket punch. I'm trying to do air
Whoa.
quotes, but and yeah, he was a
Rocket
little
punch.
upset because instead of like his hand turning into a fist and shooting out,
Mhm.
like there's like a warp thing that warps out, and then a bigger fist with in the shape of a rocket. Like there's a
Uh-huh.
rocket attached to a fist, and it shoots over,
Right.
and it blows up like a mini nuke, and it
Oh,
takes out like a whole bunch of guys and stuff like that.
that's cool.
And he was like mad. He was all like, "No, I didn't want that. I wanted that." You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of fun that he's just like literally a isekai big kid and being like,
Oh yeah,
I want all my fun fantasies,
yeah.
and
My
like you
fun
said, there's
fantasy.
the vampire dude who's like, haha, you're gonna be miserable, and he's like, I'm a big kid and I'm miserable, but I'm having so much fun with all my toys. Wah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting tone. Like it's very, it doesn't take itself seriously, which makes it kind of fun.
Okay, so with that description, what would you say?
I think it's at least a 7 right now.
At least a 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's as
All
good
right.
as all those movies and video
We're
games
going
that
back
failed
down.
last year. At least a 7 out of 10. But
Yeah.
I want to say this though, because it kind of activates on his cognitive wavelength, which would be perfect for me because I ponder so much. But it makes me think of that movie. Remember that movie back in the day, with the plane they're trying to steal, and all you have to do is think in Russian, and the plane responds.
I don't know what movie's that.
I always forget the name of it.
My goodness.
It's an older one that you would see on like Saturday afternoons and stuff.
Oh, okay. It's interesting. So it was a Saturday morning cartoon.
No, it's a live action movie.
Oh, it's a live action movie. Okay.
Yeah.
That you would see on Saturday mornings. Saturday morning movie. Got it.
You know, maybe the collision is the
Your
barrier.
joke's landing.
Yeah.
Your joke's landing like.
I mean, it wasn't a joke. It was just what do they call it? Failure to communicate. The language barrier.
Yes, mistranslation. Anyways, speaking of mistranslations, we're talking about. Well, yeah, we're talking. It's a great segue, ain't it?
No.
We are talking about the SAG Guild, or what is it? The union. Yeah.
The SAG after.
Yeah, the voice acting union.
They need a nip tuck, don't they?
Yeah, they do. The voice acting union, right? That's been like having a bit of a tizzy wizzy with HoloLive. You know,
Yeah.
Holoverse.
Yeah.
Was it Holoverse? Yes, the Holoverses. So we're talking about Genshin Impact. We're talking about Zenzone Zenny.
Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah, all those fun popular games.
You know what's sad?
What's
the
that?
Honkai Star Rail is nothing like Star Wars.
It's not like the Star Wars. Into the Star Wars. Into the Star Wars. It's my favorite movie. They're
But it is really cool.
coming out with the 3rd episode in movie theaters. And I heard it's breaking lots of records.
It's kind of like relying on old people.
Report in. Red 10 standing by.
Red 7 standing by.
Red 3 standing by. Red 6 standing by.
Red 9 standing by.
Red 2 standing by.
Red 11 standing by.
Red 5 standing by.
Red Goblin standing by.
Watch it, you've got one on your tail.
If you pick one up, watch it.
I can't shake him. We're going in.
Have you not?
Yep. Star Wars.
I mean, it's kind of interesting though if you look back at like the space race of the 70s, the 80s, and then the sci-fi space race of between that show we just talked about, the Star Trek, the
Yep.
Gundam, all the different stuff, and then
Oh
you
yeah,
look
the
at
late '70s was booming for the sci-fi genres.
I know, but here's the juxtaposition I want to go into. Yeah, I'm using
Ooh.
a big word. Is
Ooh,
that the West kind of stuck?
Juxtaposition.
The West kind of went that way, and then the dystopian future and all this sad, empty, we're gonna need bugs. But in more in the East, Asia, Japan, and all this stuff, we got more of the fantasy, some of the lore, some of the mythos of going back into history and kind of
Yeah.
more going to the rich history of the world and playing with that lore instead of saying everything sucks. And I really think that exciting, hopeful inspiration is why games like the Hoyoverse and these games, even the gotcha games and some of the bigger franchises are just becoming more, I don't know, fun and creative and hopeful because they're built on a platform that has all this expansive, fun creativity instead of like, well, it sucks now. Wah. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, it was very much a negotiating term for obviously the unions are a tool for negotiating contracts
right.
and benefits and whatnot, and
Mhm.
unions are in general an okay thing, but of course how some people just get into the unions and
Mhm.
they're just union people who just want to rise amok and boost up their work for the union. They don't work for the company or the industry, right?
Right.
You know,
They have their own two live crew, right?
yeah.
Instead of trying to figure out how to amicably move forward where everybody
So you
wins.
got an up and coming great voice actor, but let's
Mhm.
just say they're from England or they're from Switzerland or somewhere like that, right?
Mhm.
They're gonna get the shaft. They are going to get the shaft. Why? Because they don't belong to the they or someone from America, but they just don't want to be in the guild or
Right. They don't want to pay their dues to you, so
yeah,
therefore
yeah, to the union. Yeah, they don't want
keep
to.
them you're going to
Yeah,
gatekeep them from the industry, which is
yeah, you're gonna
well,
gatekeep them, and you're gonna be like, nope, can't do it. Mm-mm. And a lot
yeah.
of people on the line, right, on the
Yeah.
social webs, we got the people who are like know what's up, and then we got the people who are, well, let's just say Biden voters.
Yeah, I mean,
They,
because I mean, you got people who are popular less today, and
yeah,
Vic Mignogna. What? Oh, what?
oh yeah, well that was a while ago, and let me tell you something that's a different can of worms. But yeah, a lot of the union. That's another thing they'll want to do is they'll want to translate it their way. They'll
Right.
they won't do a one for one translating. They'll do they'll like a one for one plus
Uh,
whatever
yeah.
um thing I want to put into it.
It's
You know,
like it's
so
like
it's
the
like
thing that
translation
yeah.
with a little bit of creative writership slash social engineering put into it.
It's
You know
like
what
the
I mean?
parody, because we talked about a whole. I mean, the localizer stuff really blew up last year too, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
just all these things are interconnected to that industry. But
yeah.
I never did my localizer parody song, and I thought the time had passed, but maybe it's still relevant.
Right.
We'll
That's the
see.
thing. We want the raw translation, and then we want it to be. Do we want it to be westernized? A little bit, yes, just a
Right.
little bit, because otherwise
Well,
it's gonna fall a little flat. But
there-
if they're talking about like sunshine and roses, we don't want to hear about communists and bread lines.
well, here's the
You
biggest
know?
thing. Okay, and I won't go on a big tangent right now, but the
Oh, please
biggest
do.
thing to me is like, okay, I thought half the people, or a lot of the people that got into Japanese culture, anime, dubs, and all this stuff
Yeah,
is because they appreciated and this is true. I mean, they appreciated a different culture and what they're offering in their entertainment. And then somebody said, I can make money off that. So instead of respecting that culture, right, it's like, and these are the same people that probably talk about cultural
Yeah.
appropriation. If it's like, well, we're just gonna bastardize their culture by turning into our culture, and therefore, we're not appropriating their culture at all because well, we made sure it didn't translate. I mean,
Well,
it's
there's some things that different cultures don't do. There's a lot of
but
cultures that don't do idioms, right?
all right, but I mean, what's no, but I agree with you. It's like, what's the point of? I mean, if there's something funny in it, okay, it's like dialects. Like in the U.S., I used to travel for work a lot, right? But there's different regions and different kind
He
of
was a bird
colloquial
of
sayings,
migration. He was.
and something that you say in down south, like "bless his heart," versus saying something similar up north, mean two different things, and that's something that we can understand and figure out. So something that's said or a joke in a different country, if okay, I know that people say if you have to explain the joke, it's not funny. But if it's a different culture and you have to explain the joke, and then you understand so much more about the idioms and so much more about the little things that happen in the show because they actually explain the joke instead of glossed over it.
Yeah.
It it's okay to explain things when you're learning, and you can actually enjoy it better than just dumbing it down and watering it down for somebody else because you think you're better than the person who created the art, right? It's like art fixing and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's the death of an artist due to the editor.
Yeah. Editors are important. They really
It's
do
true. It's true. They are.
shape and interpret. So yeah. So anyway, so this Hoyle lab, the unions, what were they trying to do there, Gator?
Well, it was mostly they were trying to like exclusively take work for them exclusively, and I guess there might have been some pay discussions, and there's
Mhm.
probably there was the thing about AI, even though Hoyleverse is they had their own like guarantees that they weren't going to do AI voices to replace actors.
So they took all
Yeah,
this American hubbubaloo and pushed
yeah,
on Hoyoverse and made it all about them.
something to that extent. Yeah,
Okay.
it was it was just them trying to make a bigger bigger stink out of something that wasn't supposed to
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I've been picking up with
I
that.
mean, there's a lot of people that they get, as the saying goes, too big for their britches and kind of
Yeah.
think that they can, get a monopoly. But here's the thing about monopolies: one, the government doesn't like them, and two, any game of Monopoly ends with somebody taking the board, throwing it on the floor, and nobody gets dinner. Right?
Well, it's also like they're gatekeeping the industry,
Right.
essentially.
Which is silly because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean
They're
that's
like this is the English voice acting of Japanese products and or Korean products. We're the only ones to localize and dub it. No one else. No one else.
right.
We do them
Yeah.
all. You know what I
It's
mean? And there's
it's
so
very
much.
political, but they're trying
Yeah,
to pretend like it's just entertainment.
there is so much that needs to be dubbed and translated.
Oh yeah,
That
there's a
there's
there's
a
a
backlog of things too. It's
plethora.
yeah, there's a backlog of things, but
Well, okay, just think about all those shows that we wish we could see that are in like limbo or ownership limbo, or they don't want to release it because it cost too much. But if they actually had a group of people that would translate it and they could make a lot of money off it, people could be happy. You know, I I mean, it could be a win-win situation for all of us. And honestly, with the reports recently about the Japanese not having enough people to support some of their Japanese exclusive merchandise and they have to reach out globally, I mean, it's definitely a thing where China and Japan are probably realizing that they hold a lot more of the cards, so they're not going to sign up for these greedy, grubby little Americans that
whoa!
think,
They're not holding any cards. They're not
you know,
playing cards.
oh,
That was a Zelensky joke.
yeah, I know. It was great. Played it. I didn't do it really.
Remember when he said that? He says like, "We're not playing cards."
Yeah, I mean
And
that's
then
exact.
he was trying to make a euphemism out of himself, and Trump's all like, "Wait a second! Don't tell what's gonna happen to the U.S. We are the king. We're the kings of the world. We blow up anything we want.
I mean, that's the joke I was making, and you played right into it. But just like translations, sometimes you do have to explain it.
Especially when the other one guy is retarded, like me. Can
Well,
I still say retarded on the YouTubes, or is it only Twitters?
well, if you ride the short bus, I don't know. We'll find
That's
out.
true, I do. I do ride the short bus.
It's true, guys.
Today I rode a Red Rocket soapbox on top of a skateboard. It was more of a cardboard box than a soapbox, but still, it was fun.
I mean,
it was flying.
I know what a red rocket is, but everything else is confusing. So maybe I don't know what. Maybe I'm not translating what you're saying right.
No, you saw the opening. Did you see the opening?
StreamYard is being weird.
Yeah, StreamYards is weird. I hope the people saw it.
I think the other people saw it.
I hope so. Jeez.
I mean, before I muted the YouTube stream, the countdown was right. So I think.
Okay. Well, it's about that time we finally acknowledge the chat. Chat acknowledgement. Here we go. We go. We have the lovely Sherry.
Hey.
Oh, who's she saying hi to?
My favorite polar bear on the internet. Started Peepers Crew Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see who else we got here. We have the Carlos the Fish. That's right.
That's true. And I saw Snow making fun of the Cotton Council for some reason in there. I guess we are.
Oh, Snow's here? Oh, who knew?
Yeah.
Anyways, we got Cotton Ministries in the house.
Papa Cotton. Well, Cotton Ministries. Yeah. I mean, he's expanded his whole.
Behave, or I'll smack that hammer right upside your tushy. That's right. Yeah, just go. You don't want to wrench up there. Mm-mm.
No.
All right, we got Jedi Masters. He's in the house. Yo.
Oh, wait, we got a Jedi.
We do. We got a Jedi in the house.
Hold on.
And we got a Tadakiverse.
I got my. Oh, almost broke that fourth wall. Yeah, there's my lightsaber for the
fourth walls are good to break.
Well.
We got the Tadakiverse in the chat with our Mama Marcus Felix.
It's the camera angles.
And I think that's it. I think is that everyone right now? Oh, we had a James in the house. Yeah. And we got a Stark of Iron. Yo. And I think we got a Snow Dub, but I'm not sure.
We do. I think Cotton says that. I think he's trying to say that our chat isn't too crazy or grumpy or bitter yet. So
good.
He doesn't have to be like that.
He doesn't have to put in a kill order yet. Mm. Yes. Keeping the internet low and lax. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what do we got here? What's Snow Dub saying? Snacks ain't big enough for haters yet. That is true. Though we did have those really nasty bots that hopped in on oh god, that was like the third stream we did for the pre-snack. Remember the pre-snack?
Well, that was a couple of years ago when the YouTube bot. Remember when?
Oh my god, like, they were nasty.
Smackabot. It was just like Whackabot.
Yeah, Smackabot, Whackabot. Yeah, they had like the. There was like names like the Mustache Man was named in there, and there was like kid diddly creature thingies, and just like
I don't think you should say those two words together too much more.
No, I'm not going to. But yeah, the bots were there, and it's just all like, oh my god, they gotta get rid of these things.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, YouTube figured out the got rid of the bot problem, at least in that way.
Yeah.
I mean,
YouTube, you were terrible, YouTube. That was wrong of you. I wish I could put you on a band, YouTube, but
I mean, to be fair, to be fair, I think up until like a year and a half ago, we needed the mods who were just playing sniper. Like, that's where I earned the sheriff badge because I was sniping bots left and right, and half the
Sniping
time
bots
chatting, up
left
like
and right.
David Glenn does, and half the
Yeah.
time just like, it's when you have the stream on your TV and your computer, and it pops up on your stream like, I don't know, 30 seconds before it pops up in the 5 or 6 seconds before it pops up on your computer chat. So then you're just like, it's there, and you're just anticipating whack, 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 whack.
Yeah. And there's a slight delay, so it's like you can't get it right instantly, but you can get it pretty close if you're paying
Mhm.
attention. You can get it mostly close, mostly. I don't know. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, it's good. We got another step. We got another topic to speak.
Oh, and Sherry, I don't. I try not to poke anybody's eye out with my my saber or my stick. I have a 18-inch cannon. It's hard enough. It's very unruly, and
Yeah. The 18-inch cannon. That's why I'm wearing the eye patch. I don't want to get my eye poked out by his 18-inch cannon.
that's not true. That is not lore.
It is not lore at all, but safety first.
Well, okay, I agree with safety first.
Yeah, safety first.
I
Especially
think
on an 18-inch
have I done a PSA on safety first? We'll work on that.
No.
Yeah.
Proper PPE is important, my friend.
It is. I mean, especially for this show, because apparently we're
I always
test dummying ourselves.
Yeah, I always put the gloves over top of my head. Yeah, it helps with the asphyxiation.
Yeah, that explains a lot, but it also explains how you're not as concussed as I expected you to be at this point in your life.
Oh yeah, that's because there was no air up in there. It was vacuum shut.
That's the asphyxiation, and it's not.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it kept the brain. It kept the brain like solid. Also, some people say I don't have brains, so it was a lot of nothing, not getting knocked around, where there was no room to get knocked around in.
Fair enough.
See?
I mean, I think your intelligent might have a 4-finger discount.
See, yeah. Some people are like, if you be too stupid, you go all the way around the wheel, and then you're like a genius. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's rare, but sometimes I do have a genius moment.
It's true.
It's true.
Even a goblin can be right twice a day.
Yes. Oh
just
yeah.
like clockwork.
Yeah, just like a bloke in clockwork. Yep.
Yeah. What was next on the docket?
Well, usually we would put in like kind of a skit thing right here, but we don't have any filmed yet because we're just starting out, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about the monthly movie review, new and old. So what are we talking about, new or old? So
I mean, are there any new movies out that are worth watching?
There is what is it, the Thunderbolts, but that one hasn't come out. That's coming out Friday, ain't it?
Yeah, and some of the I've heard some people have gone to see the previews and the pre-showing, the pre-screenings and stuff. And
the pre-screening. Some people are like, they have connections and stuff like that.
They're watching movies, so we don't have to, but I probably wasn't going to watch it anyway.
Yeah, I actually might see it. Yeah, it looked cool. It looks like they're on a Wheaties box.
That's true.
Yeah, and I did when I went to that the AMC showing of the Gundam G-Quacks. They had they had that was one of the few like non-animated related previews that they showed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to say this though. Because of the subject matter and because of they brought back the guy who kind of was the Imagineer and the guy who kind of made it magic to begin with.
Yeah.
The Lilo and Stitch live action movie looks like it might actually be pretty good because instead of Disney trying to just make crap in the image of something that was good, they brought back the people who made it. They inspired the whole thing from the beginning, I believe, in a lot of ways. So that looks like it could actually be fun. And because, I mean, Stitch is going to be, kind of like we said.
there was a lot of computer animation inside the traditional animation style.
Yeah.
But it was one of the very few like traditional 2D kind of cartoon movies
Mhm.
that was coming out. And
And it did
yeah,
really well, and it was a fun movie when it came out. So
oh yeah, it
there's
was super fun.
potential if they capture that magic again. And okay, and so I have hopes, and I don't and Disney or whatever, blah blah blah. But if it's a good enough and it actually holds true and is fun and inspirational as the original, it could be pretty good. But that doesn't come out for a while.
Okay, all
um,
right.
but
So
you know what?
what about the old movie? What old movie have you seen?
Um, it's been a minute since I sat down and watched a movie. Like I was thinking about watching the Transformer one that turned out to be okay. That's on Amazon Prime right now.
Yep.
Um, oh, we got an outlaw in the chat. Being a sheriff and an
Oh,
outlaw.
hey there, Bill.
I hope you're behaving because, I mean, I know it's your name, but I don't really have to have a standoff here on on the stream. So
Oh, you don't have to stand off. We want you to stand up and tell jokes.
stand up, because I'm
When
coming
I
for the
move,
number one
you
spot.
move.
You know, what if I was superimposed where Mini Me was? Do you think I would fit?
Maybe.
Me and Ludacris going for the number one spot.
Yeah, that was a good. That was some time in culture though. The early
That was
2000s.
an era. Yeah.
It was an era. Yeah, yeah. That was middle school for Mr. Snacks over here, and let me tell you something. That was interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had some really good. Well, music was a different time. It was right before Metallica decided that Napster was a bad idea, and then now we have.
Yeah.
And now they can't trace anything, and people download stuff, and piracy is bad, y'all. And then whatever.
It is, but also it is inevitable.
Well, it goes
With the
back to
freedom
it's
of
hard to.
information through the internet, freedom of intellectual properties becomes a wishy-washy.
Right, because there's this whole thing about sure the Hoyoverse people were the voice actors, right, and they were
Yep.
trying to be the people who did the thing. But once the product exists, and it's not like a subscription base or streaming game sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Once a piece of art exists in the world, especially in a digital, entity, and
Yep.
that's why
And
NFTs are a joke. Because
yeah, and
I mean,
there's digital like measurements and volumes and molds and whatnot you can capture and yeah. I just
mhm.
saying Rule 34 is anything digital. Any digital
I
character you like will get Rule 34 hard.
I I wasn't. I was just trying to say how it's easy to get a digital copy of a song without paying for it. I wasn't trying to say that uh,
The internet's a lovely place to be. Fart porn.
right. I mean,
Remember that song from Avenue Q? That's
I
it.
remember it very well.
Yeah.
You know what? And that's I kind of miss them because they're making puppets pretty fun and pretty modern and
That was
pretty
great.
cool.
I want an Avenue Q movie. They made one for freaking Wicked.
Yeah.
You know what show beat Wicked in the Tonys?
What?
Avenue Q.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying this is like once gets a movie. I mean, it was well done movie. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I heard people liked it. Those people who obviously don't like the things I like, but the difference of opinion. I'm glad they're happy. But I'm just like, hey, how about we do the one that actually won the Tony Award? How about we do an Avenue Q? How about we grab freaking Brian Henson and have him direct the puppet side and have someone who did the script and all that stuff and do the other side and
Well,
Washington, you know what I'm talking
okay.
about?
So here's an interesting factoid, right? Because
Oh, I love factoids.
I mean, this goes into the culture war
Also
a little
Altoids.
bit
I just snort
because
them.
there's that whole thing about they're about to shut down the Muppets, at Disney World, right? And
I know. I never really got to see it.
I feel like I saw it once when I was little, a long time
I
ago.
never been to Disney World.
Oh, but the thing is that Disney's basically they bought up the rights to the Muppets and then just kind of said, oh, they're not doing anything. We don't want to do anything with them, right? They're not Marvel and they're all that stuff, and
Yeah. Well,
there's
yeah,
some
it's
people,
the IPs that are getting bigger, and it's just
right?
like,
The
well, they didn't
analytics,
nurture it the way they should.
right?
Yeah.
Because if you study it, I mean, people have said if you study analytics for what is instead of what could be, you you basically crap on all the things that have so much potential, and you make their analytics have no potential, right? So playing the analytic games and algorithm games, you can create stuff instead of just being a byproduct of it. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Also, you need to expand and don't just harping back on the Muppets, the Muppets, the Muppets, the Muppets. It's like that's what they've been doing, and it's just like you're throwing the same old hat. You're just like hitting the freaking lint roller on it, making sure it fits the same. And it's
Let,
like, no, it's an old hat.
let
You
me let me
need you need to make a new hat every once in a while. I mean, Mr. Henson did it. You had the Sesame
true.
Street. You had
Mm-hmm.
you had the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Fraggles, right?
Right.
You had the crystal the dark
Lake.
crystal in between in there,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a
And
lot of cool stuff
the
that happened.
lab.
The
Yeah.
dinosaurs and the Ninja Turtles, like that was Henson stuff too.
Right. All of that physical. It's the same kind of thing going back to the music thing, right? So there was that Fender guitar guy, right?
Yeah,
Well, and he made these iconic guitars that are still iconic, but he at some point he sold that, right? And then
as you do.
he he was like, "Well, I still want to make guitars." And I forget all it's been a while, but he has created several different brands of guitars, built them up in a slightly different way, and then sold them off, and then did something else because he's going to make guitars that sound good. And maybe he felt like the Fender line, he couldn't do the next thing he wanted to do in the Fender line, so he just, you know, and it kind of goes with the charismatic leadership too. Once the person who inspired it leaves, eventually, kind of like Steve Jobs and Apple, it just kind of becomes this like, well, just going to be a formula, and then the formula doesn't work anymore. And it's like, so here's the thing: the Henson Company is one thing, and the Disney owns the Muppets, but you know what?
It's a
Puppets
shadow. It's
lives.
a shadow of its former self, I will say.
Well, puppets live on, and the thing is, whether it be the Henson Company or something else, it doesn't have to have the Muppet name to be
Oh yeah, no,
to capture the magic. And
no,
sure,
Muppet. Yeah, puppets were a thing before him, and they'll be
right.
a thing long, long, long time after
So I mean,
the company. Obviously,
making
Mr.
puppets
Henson
great
passed away.
again
Yeah,
is kind of a big deal, but it's going to take a little bit of work. But we can.
yeah.
Oh
See.
wait, Big Dave K.
Oh, Big Dave Gay in the house, in the house. Big Dave
Hmm.
Gay in the house. He's a mouse.
Yeah, okay, Tucker. I know that the Muppets are being added to the roller coaster, but it's kind of like, well, we can't get rid of them, so we're just going to shift some stuff around. And
Yeah.
from what I understand, they're not even sure what they're going to utilize that building for, or haven't announced what they're utilizing that building for. So it kind of feels like the
Well, they didn't
consolation
finish a couple
prize,
of things that could have been really amazing, but you know how
right?
that goes,
And
Well,
apparently
you
they
know
have
how
all,
the freaking
yeah,
the Tiana ride was going.
yeah, Splash Mountain.
Yeah, Splash Mountain that they ruined and then tried to make
Hmm.
it to another person
Yeah,
Disney princess thingy.
right.
That's
I hear that they used some
yeah.
of the old animatronics and they just tried to give it a glow up, and they didn't really, work on all the internals
Well, they
organs.
DEI'd it.
Yeah. Oh, it's dead.
It is dead. It is definitely dead on arrival.
It was DOA on arrival. Wait,
Uh,
that's a redundant thing.
which it's just shame because I was thinking about going there and reenacting. You remember when Ernest P. Worrell was going there?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I was gonna reenact that.
Oh,
I I'm just saying, this is one of my favorites. One of my
I mean-
favorite Disney commercials.
So, I mean, we don't have the budget to a big motion picture yet, but I do think there's something love of the puppets and
Oh yeah,
get them interacting and us interacting because we're
Oh, yeah.
puppets.
yeah. Some of the puppets on the Snowdub channel. Don't think we can use those ones, but well, there's some that we can still use. We can use Mr. Cool.
Yeah.
He's a custom puppet, and I think Jolly for the most part, Jolly definitely is a custom puppet now.
Yeah,
Even though he does need to fix his hands a little bit. His
Yeah.
hands are very much.
they're not very strong anymore.
They're not strong, and they're kind of off. I think he lost his fuzz in his hands.
That's true.
I think he's been touching himself too much.
Yeah, I think his excuse is that there's a lot to touch.
Yeah, yeah, that's what he says. But
I said it's his excuse. I didn't say there's any truth behind it.
still,
Right?
no. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I think he thinks phrasing. I feel
I
like
love phrasing.
He talks like he's fruit by the foot, but then that just gets Mike Roach excited.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mike Crotch usually has a blue tongue after he hears that.
Yeah, and Mike's one of the ones that's well, let's just say he's not as original as some of the other puppets.
Oh, much like your pirate puppet, right?
Yeah, they're related.
Yep. Yeah. Also, Jolly has no feet. Yes, thank you, Shellback. Thank you.
That's true.
Thank you, Shellback.
Yeah.
Guys, Shellback,
I
how
mean,
dare
I
he
have
show
feet.
up on my chat?
I like Shellback. He's pretty
I
cool.
do too.
Yeah.
I do too. It's good peoples. William's here. What's going on?
Hey, yeah, this is something we've kind of been talking about a little bit.
We're
Off and on,
reviving the
and we
pre-snack
decided-
show. We're on the Cotton Collision now.
Yeah. Instead of being a pre-snack show for another
Well,
show,
we're not pre-snacking anything else, are we? Well, I guess
no,
we
we're just
are.
doing we're doing we're branching out. We're not being derivative.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if the F show or the Hump Day show will happen. You know what I mean?
Right. We never know.
Those are shows that kind of happen, kind of don't happen sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they gonna do it or not do it? So
Yeah.
we
We're
might
trying
as
to-
well be the reason why you turn on your tube
Right.
for a
You're
Wednesday.
getting off work. You're cracking open that not Bud Light because we don't do that around here still. I think I don't know. Is that still in the culture war?
I'm pretty sure they pivoted hard. They did a straight Yui on that one. They're like, oh yeah, no, we're not about that that
Yeah.
molten.
Didn't they fire those people
Oh.
said our innies are outies and there we go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that lady that let's be honest. She's a person that wrote a really good report. Her grammar was nice, but her
Mhm.
ideas were you know what I mean? But
She looked
since
good
her
on
grammar
paper.
was great, she got an A. You know, one of those
Let's-
students, you know what
yeah,
I mean?
when you check boxes.
Yeah, you just you're like all your
Mhm.
grammar is great, everything makes sense,
Yeah.
but the idea is kapooty.
Yep.
Yeah. That's how she got her degree, and that's
Mm-hmm.
how she got her job at marketing with Bud Light. Also, I think she married someone important too.
Oh. And here's the thing. I don't disagree with Danny Trejo that women can do stuff now, but there's also this thing about doing it well.
I'm just sad I can't get a sponsorship of Bud Light no more, kid. I used to wear a wig.
I know, and maybe if these channels were bigger back then, we might have had a chance.
Yeah,
I mean, wouldn't you guys want to see it?
It was a small sponsorship, you know. I got half a beer every day.
That begs so many questions.
What
Is
that-
Ginger Wolf?
Well, the
Hey.
beer guy drank it and he spat the rest in my mouth. Oh, hey Ginger, hey Ginger Welf.
That's how penguins feed their young. We
Yeah.
we chew it up and spit it out.
Yeah, it was an elephant though. Anyways,
No. Wow. So I've been asking. When he asked you, you want to come over for dinner sometime?
Well, sure. Next time in Texas,
I
we'll
don't think
go.
you
We'll
got it.
barbecue. We'll barbecue.
Yeah. It's okay. It's Gator. I think he wouldn't mind ABC food anyway.
I love SpaghettiOs.
And there you got it.
Yeah, that would be great to do a barbecue with you.
Yep. Brisket, pork.
Penguin.
Sherry's in the chat. Don't give her ideas.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
she's only talked about pan frying me.
brewski with your
Bake.
brewskis. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I at least if you're gonna put me in, at least maybe some, I don't know, some good cooking. I don't know, maybe Sherry. Oh wait, she is Sherry. This is confusing.
Is there any good events near your neck of the woods? I'm trying to think.
We got woods.
You do have woods.
You know, and it's not. Well, I think it doesn't happen yet. There's a Gator Fest in Anahuac, Texas, not too far from, about an hour and a half east from Houston on I-10 towards closer to the Louisiana border. They're a small town, but they actually, and I've actually been to it once. You can eat gator there, which is awkward for you, but they actually have people well,
I'm
they
a
weigh
goblin,
and
not
show
an alligator, but
like they actually bring alligators they've caught and they string them up and they weigh them, so you see these big old alligators because there's an award for the biggest one and the longest one and stuff.
Wow,
it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I kind of want to go to Gator Fest now.
Don't you encourage her, Shellback? Because
what's Shellback doing?
He sent Penguin on a spit, but usually you have to pay for that.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
$2 a loogie.
Uh-oh. She'd rather eat penguin than gator. Gator is a delicacy down here in the South.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know, Dolu. It's you know what? I just want to say, okay, we're almost there, actually. Just take a moment, because just shy of 3 years ago, I'm about to be on my 3rd year anniversary of being a puppet, showing you all my puppet side. And there's a lot of you guys here that have kind of been hanging out.
Coming out of the toy box.
Right. Yeah, I'm not a toy. I'm a prop.
Oh, yeah.
Coming
out of the prop chest.
Yeah. Like an alien popping out of the chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. And so, it kind of makes me reminisce every now and then. Right, it's fun. Like the fact that we're doing something new now, and we've been doing this for a while, and we still try to be creative. And all you guys here that have, some of you guys have been OG from the start. I knew you in the chat before I showed off with my puppetness, and these guys that I've met over the years, you're still hanging out and having fun and bantering with us. It's awesome, and the fact that Sherry still wants to cook me in different ways and is coming up with different penguin recipes and memes.
Well, I think it's sweet.
It is.
Especially if she's got sugar and cinnamon. I think that would be very sweet.
Right. I was gonna say ginger, but she's in the chat, and that she, Sherry.
Ginger's not really sweet. It's more of like a pungent kind of taste. It's good.
Ginger snap. I feel like
I'm
about to get
ginger,
cooked.
I guess.
Real bad.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it at that because the innuendos are abounding. Bountiful.
I'm just saying, yeah. You taste just like chicken. I heard the people say. I don't know what gator tastes like. I think gator's gonna taste good.
Yeah, Ginger. This is a badge.
Capital good.
Ginger, this is a badge. This is not a pasty, right? It actually, yeah. She was talking about her props in the chat.
Oh, the props.
Yeah.
Oh, props. Yes. Ginger Wolf is a girl who knows how to handle props. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's why I say props to her, because I don't know how to handle the props. Props to her, not props to me.
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
handle no
Yeah,
props.
props to you, all you
My- my-
memers, all you dreamers, and
my fingers,
yeah,
my fingers
you
don't
know,
work.
I
Fingers
know
don't
I'm
work.
getting a little sentimental, but
Sorry,
it
ladies,
kind
my
of
fingers
feels.
don't work.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
And
I'm
you
out.
know, is my internet or your internet acting weird?
No, I'm just interrupting you.
Right. That works. So, like I said, maybe it's turning over new leaves of the same book, new pages with the same people, because we're trying to do something fun, new, and creative, and maybe that, like I said, I'm on my 3-year anniversary and seeing all you guys in the chat that are like new and old friends, and
What
we're
up, new
commemorating something
What's
new
going on, old friend?
and celebrating all the old wonderful things. So
Yeah.
appreciate everybody.
Yeah, we're almost at that hour mark. That's pretty good. That's pretty good first episode. Not bad. Not bad first episode. And we had people literally eating out of our hands or deciding how to cook us.
Yeah. Well, I think
Same thing,
yeah,
right? Same thing. I think.
I think they're gonna eat me out of their hands.
Yeah,
That's a weird way to say it.
Come on, same thing, right? Come on.
Yeah, it's definitely something. And okay, Ginger, this is a pin. It actually has to poke through something and click on
it's
the
a
other side.
piercing.
It's not just a sticker.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It's got a nipple piercing. Whoa. What? Isn't that your skin?
Well, it's something I felt.
Oh yeah, it's very felty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Joseph Frost Ghost. Hey, how you
Yo,
doing?
what's up, Joseph Frost Ghost? Yeah,
It's a cannon.
We got a lot of felt on Sunday. We are Joanne.
Yeah. I've seen her around.
Yeah. She's her fabrics are closing.
What?
Yeah. But we got a heck of a lot of felt for cheap.
That's awesome. Did you pull the thread to see how it unraveled?
Well, yeah. It's
Puppets
a
of
puppet
chaos.
of chaos. Yo. It's Mr. Slow Down Cooking. Slowing down the cooking. Slow down cooking. He's a friend of the POC. That's Puppets of Chaos.
And Puppets color, because I'm a quarter white waddle.
You're a quarter white. And I'm green. It's not easy being green, but
It's not.
It's not. How about that? Oh yeah, I didn't see Delu's here.
Yeah.
What up, Delu?
Yeah, actually, I didn't call him out, but yeah, he's one of the people that I've known in chats even before I showed my.
He's
my
been here
face.
for quite a while. He's been here I think he followed you here.
I think so. Because yeah, maybe from years ago, all the different chats. And I know it's fun because we all get different jobs and we all have different times and availability, and so but we keep on hanging out because yeah. So yeah, we're hopefully we'll have more collisions and chaos, and well, we're gonna. I don't know if we're gonna fight the culture war, but we're gonna clash with something, right?
Yeah, we're gonna clash a little bit. Yeah. So if you're bored and you're wanting to watch something, you want to make your Wednesdays a wreck, come and watch the Cotton Collisions with internet connections.
That's right. Especially when our internet works.
Yeah. Sometimes our internet works.
Yeah.
Other times it is a little bit dead. Yeah. Dead.
Yeah. Just like some brands we know.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Lots of shops closing and stuff like that. Or JC Penney's are slowing down now.
I feel like we're at a precipice of the online shopping, but okay, so
wait, what did you press?
A piss. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's gross.
That's
That's
disgusting.
gross.
Who would do that?
That's
We're not talking about.
disgusting.
I'm not talking about taking a
Gross.
shower.
What
Anyway,
a filthy mouth there.
right.
Fuck Waddle.
But okay, so you know how vinyl was like the old thing, and we got tapes and CDs, and all of a sudden, then vinyl was cool again because the value of vinyl. And I keep going back to the music industry because I'm a punk and I'm a bass player. But like it became like the cool thing, and all the hipster wanted the old vinyl, and the repressings and the remasters weren't as good because they weren't the old good stuff, which was kind of sometimes terrible sound quality. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with brick and mortar. The same thing with physical props like us breaking that fourth wall. That
Go ahead.
there's going to be all this VTuber stuff and all the stuff that eventually people are going to be realizing the actual physical. It's the same reason like physical touch, being around somebody is good for the soul. Same thing that all these physical props and all this stuff that, well, people are going to remember why it's important, that it matters. And just because technology does stuff doesn't mean it, well, replaces us.
Well, who could replace the felt? There's no felt on computers.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Remember when Data got skin and it was weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, PDP talks about that all the time. It's kind of weird.
PDP would be scary with skin.
Yeah, a VCR that can, well, melt itself.
Yeah, I think he'd remind me of DJ Ronnie G. Ugh! Just saying.
Yeah.
He's not a real DJ. He certainly is a G, though. Mm-hmm.
Definitely a G.
Definitely a G. Yeah. My goodness. All right.
Ain't nothing but a G string.
Ain't nothing but a G string. Yeah. It's probably on Ginger Wealth. Anyways.
Play that funky music. She's a brick house.
Play that funky music, white boy.
I don't know. Do you think we should end it?
I think we should. What should we end it on?
A good note, like a high C.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
We need sponsors.
We do need sponsors. Well, we'll find some someday. But anyways, how do we just let it die?
Guys, we're working on this, and instead of waiting until we had it all figured out, we're just making it up as we go.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I have to play dead, right?
Yeah, that's usually our go-to for now.
Okay, Freddy. Yeah.
Oh, what happened, Freddy?
Gator! What happened? Gator! Wake up! Wake up, Gator! Oh, buddy! This is the end of the con! We gotta go home!